Have you ever heard of the gifted kid? Maybe you were once told that you were academically gifted, a smarty pants ass kid back in the day because you could read at a high school level while you were in the third grade. So my elementary school once had this program called GATE, and I'm not sure what it stood for, but it was basically some bullshit IQ test for us kids. And if we could score high enough, we were automatically placed into this GATE program, and we went to these dope ass field trips and stuff while the normies sat in the class all day. Keep in mind, these IQ tests were nothing more than simple puzzles and like eye tests. Like, those little eye tests where you had to find some number in similarly shaded bubble of colors to see if your eyes were actually functional, and then you can tell the difference in things? Yeah, basically this IQ test was that. And as you can probably guess, no, my ass was not in GATE. And yes, I'm still pissed about it to this day because it was nothing more than a bunch of barnacles that rewarded kids for doing absolutely nothing. And the kids I remember who were in GATE, yeah, 80% of them were dumbasses and had a combined GPA of 1.2 by the time they got into high school. So yeah, these tests were basically pointless. This is the shit that set us kids up for failure. The constant hyping up and telling you that you were going to be something crazy when you grew up. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, yeah, isn't that a good thing to motivate kids to do better in school? Yeah, to an extent, it is a good thing. But let me explain where it starts becoming a problem. Let's fast forward all the way to when you start getting ready to get on over to college. But first, let's talk about high school, the point right before college. So I don't know how private school admission works besides the fact that you apparently have to pay money to attend them, but in most high schools, it really does not matter whether you are a genius or like a flat out drone, like a smooth brain, because at the end of the day, you're in the same school and you're put into the same bunch. Maybe you're separated by classes because the smarter kids may have taken AP or honors classes, but by the time lunch rolled around, y'all might have been sitting in the same table together. However, focusing on the group of quote-unquote gifted kids, I swear this shit was actually life or death for some people. Like, it was competitive as hell, and I can't even lie. It was pretty common for them to hang around the same group, and because of that, everyone hung around people who were just as gifted as the next person. Yes, I had this exact experience, and let me just say something. I hate smart people, but a certain kind of smart person. The one who tries to act relatable, or act like they're not so smart, but they're actually a genius and try too hard to act humble about it. Bro, this shit, my god. For example, say you all took a test, right? Your ass gets, like, let's say a 60%, a chopped ass score. You are done with. And you need some support from the homies. And you hope that they got the same score as you, or at least they're just as cooked. So you ask them, yo, what score did you get? I might actually be so done for, bro. And then they look at you, and their ass is like, bro, I might have to drop this class too. My parents might think I'm a failure. Genuinely, I failed so bad. And then you ask them what score they got to make yourself feel a little bit better. And then they got like an 80%. Okay. Now let this whole interaction sit for a little while I continue, and just keep it in mind. Okay, so you apply to some selective college, you get in, and now everyone around you is one of those gifted kids. Yeah, remember, we're in the lens of that kid who was always told that they had some kind of academic superpowers. You thought you were special because you were a valedictorian? Well, damn near everyone here was probably a valedictorian. Everyone was seen at the best in their school. Now, it genuinely does not matter. You think all of your sports, your extracurriculars, and your internships matter once you're there? No. Not at all. In a way, it's nice to know that you don't really have to compete with others anymore now that the playing field has been leveled, but at the same time, I mean, you still really are competing with them, just mentally. For example, I sat in multiple classes that genuinely made zero sense. Dead ass, I thought I was reading Chinese. And no disrespect to Chinese people or their language either, but I do not know Chinese, and I honestly think learning it would be easier than comprehending anything that my professors were trying to show me. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I felt like a dumbass, and I felt like everyone around me knew what was going on, and to an extent, they did. And, of course, this isn't really the case, and I know damn well there are hundreds of people in my school who feel the exact same way, or they might even have it worse than me. Maybe they're having a panic attack right now, because they think that if they don't pass this one class, their future is gone. And sadly, that is actually the reality for so many people. The ones who were once quote-unquote gifted. They've convinced themselves that if they can't pass this one test, this one class, or get this degree, that their future is actually meaningless. Like, there's just nothing in life at that point. We're used to being the best. We're used to being a small fraction of the school who actually might have their shit together and have ambition. Well, guess what? Now everyone has ambition. Everyone got everything lined up for them. Being the best is unrealistic as hell now. And this is where the whole imposter syndrome thing really comes in. It's a real thing that really happens to people. And if you don't know what it is, it's not a diagnosis, like a real medical thing that you can just treat with medicine, but it's basically when people lose that self-appreciation of their accomplishments. They stop caring so much about what got them to where they are today, and they're more concerned about not being good enough, not being able to compete with others around them, and they start feeling like they don't even deserve to be where they are. Now, let me preface this by saying that I think I absolutely deserve to go to where I go, because I work my ass off, I can't lie. But I've definitely lost that whole sense of competition and drive to be better than others. And I also know damn well that I really can't be going around asking people what scores they got because that would completely destroy my mental. You want to know my best advice for this kind of thing? Y'all just gotta master the art of not giving a shit about what other people are doing. Stop worrying about other people's motion. Stop pocket watching. Worry about your own motion. Stop caring about how other people got to where they are because they literally are not you. And everyone has their own path in life. You pave your own path, they don't pave it for you. Stop asking others for what their score was because chances are they probably did better than you. You will always find someone better than you, so it's pointless to keep striving to be the best. Instead of being better than everyone, like being that gifted kid who could read at a higher level than the others, or that kid who was placed in that GATE program, become the best version of yourself. Literally, once you get to the later years of high school or start college, you need to reinvent yourself in some way because, dog, that imposter syndrome shit might actually come and bite you in the ass. Start changing the way you see yourself. It's really not worth going in there with the idea that you're still gifted, bro. I'm sorry to break it to you, but it just ain't true. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you feel like you're related in some way or you feel like you have imposter syndrome, hit that like button and subscribe. And if you feel like you got it all together and you genuinely just are the best person, then I don't know what the hell you're doing here, but still like and subscribe though, because maybe we could be friends like that. But yeah, all right, see ya.